and I will shift the conversation to a very important direction now, which is a topic of discussion. Yes, it is a very important topic in the world as well, but in India, it holds a very specific need right now, which is relating cannabis with women and menstruation. So, what do you say about it?
Well, as a woman, I could talk about the cycles that a woman goes through from the time we're born, which is different than men, is that we are born with the number of eggs that we will have for our lifetime. Men produce sperm and can continue to produce sperm till pretty much till when they die. Women go through cycles. We go through puberty, where a woman starts to menstruate. We go through where we can bear children, pregnancy. We then also go through menopause, where we are no longer are able to conceive and we are done with ovulation. So as a woman, each of these phases of a woman's life come with hormones that are changing. In a woman's life, we think about puberty. That is the first signs that she is able to have a cycle, and a cycle represents that she is able to know that she can also start to conceive. So we talk about structure and a function. So we mentioned this word reproductive system earlier. So in a woman, we have a uterus, we have a fallopian tube, we have ovaries that are on each side of them, and also a vagina. So when you look at a woman's body, these are within our own body structure. And each of these have a function. You mentioned menstruation. Menstruation is a cycle where the uterus is thickening, and when it sloughs off is when a woman bleeds, and that is considered as a menses. But this doesn't happen every day of your life, thank God. We know that it happens at a cycle, and it usually can vary on an average between 28 to 32 days. And it can vary from woman to woman, but it happens month after month after month. And we know that at a particular time in this cycle is when a woman can also conceive. Conceive meaning that an egg is released from the ovary, and if auspiciously the sperm meets this egg, is not just one part of it, it has to meet, it has to be able to penetrate through this egg and actually cause that fertilized egg to implant into this uterus. The thickening of the lining is prepared for this fertilized ovum to implant, where it will be able to be nurtured and be able to be having their nutrients, the blood supply, and where it will be for 9 months. And then there is a delivery of a birth of a child. But throughout this whole beautiful cycle, everything has to happen with timing. And when it comes to menstruation, it can be very painful to no pain at all. Some women feel it, some women do not. Some women feel pain before, during, and after. And so when it comes to the cycling, there can be pain that can be avoided. There can also be an appropriateness of the cycle happening appropriately. Because if there's too much thickening or not enough thickening, there can be sloughing that can be happening at an irregular time, which can lead to irregular menses, which can lead to not an ability for a woman to conceive and have the opportunity to give birth. So this is where each part of the cycle can be impacted by improper hormones. And this comes to where we understand that there is a connection between the brain, the pituitary, and the organ system. And in many cases, if all of these things are not in sync, a woman may never conceive. A woman may never have a menstrual cycle because of all of these parts have to be in an orchestrated manner. And that's what the endocannabinoid system does. It orchestrates that all of these things happen at a proper time, and conception can happen, fertilization can happen, and the delivery of a healthy child.
संहरन्तमपि प्रपञ्चमशेष लोक